beside you. This cell of ice and fire, what blood red death, lust and desire, smell of life.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Back once again, the Whole Damn Enchilada Podcast. Rick Paulton, Ryan Inman over there. Damn it. One of these days I'm going to get this right. Reunited once again. Took a week off so we could do the haunted house thing with Jared from Halloween Haunts 365, which went really good. Was our biggest turnout yet. So that was pretty sweet. I mean, obviously it was thanks to our guest, Rick Thomas from Mushroomhead.
Yeah,
we brought a lot of people in. Thought we had a pretty good show. You were in the comments for the whole thing. Was it good?
Oh yeah, I enjoyed it. I took a little 10-minute break to eat, but in the middle. But other than that, yeah, I was there for the whole thing, and I did rewatch it the next day. So Jared is always a pleasure to have on.
And speaking of Jared, he just chimes in. Obviously, it was the highest rated one yet.
Yeah,
our top 3 shows are that one, the one we had with Jared for the Nightmare on Elm Street ranking, and then Brian when we had him on,
for
the final,
not
the
final girls.
Yep,
yeah,
those are the top three rated shows. Well, no coincidence. I don't think that's a coincidence.
Well, when you have the handsome diner guy, all bets are off.
All bets are off. Yeah, for sure. You got the handsome diner guy.
At least we'll have something to look at on this show when it's just the two of us, not so much.
Not so good. But yeah, that's the Horror Shed podcast. Those guys at the Horror Shed, the Horror Shed podcast at Halloween Haunts 365. Give them a like, follow, all that good stuff.
Speaking of things to look at, I have my hat on forwards tonight because it's a very special night.
It's the debut of the NFL season.
That's right.
And the first season since 1999 without Tom Brady.
That's sad.
Well, no, yeah, because he did play in one game that one year. The year he missed 15 games. He played like a game and some change or something.
He played a drive until the dirty Baltimore Ravens injured him.
The dirty sons. I thought it was Kansas City. Wasn't it Kansas City that took him out?
Oh, you're right. That guy went on to play for Baltimore, the guy that hit him. That's right. I forget.
Jared in the comments. EAGLES.
Well,
yeah.
I don't see Rick. Where's your Cleveland Browns Super Bowl hat?
Oh, we don't have one of those. And unfortunately, they don't seem to be coming anytime soon.
Or T-shirt.
No, not us.
So who you
can't have nice things in Cleveland.
So who do you like tonight?
Who's even playing tonight?
It's the Detroit
right?
Football Lions at the Kansas City Football Chiefs. Now the Kansas City Football Chiefs do not have Cleveland's own Travis Kelce.
I know. I see, and he hurt his knee in one of the last practices.
It was a game time. It was a game time decision.
It doesn't seem like it's too serious, though.
No, I think he'll be fine by probably the next game because they got 10 days in between.
I was listening to the radio, and whoever I was listening to at the time when he went down, guaranteed had him on his fantasy team because he just stopped whatever they were talking about and just like lost his shit, dude. And
well. I'm one to play the best ball.
Chiefs have a layup, Jared says. I think I don't know. The Lions are tough. They started playing tough last year.
I actually I like the Lions tonight, straight up. Not even a cover. I like the Lions to win.
What's the line on that?
The spread is
for all you gamblers.
It's fell to Detroit +4. It was +6.5. But this Kelce news over the last couple of days has moved the line about 2 points.
They're in Kansas City, obviously?
Yes, because the Super Bowl champions host the first game.
Do they do that every year?
Yeah, they started
doing just that. About. They tried to get them in the Thursday night game every year, but I didn't realize that they played every year.
Yeah, the Super Bowl champs host the first game, and that's when they get the rings and all that.
The rings, yep. Yeah. Well, we wouldn't know anything about that.
Yeah, well,
back when we won championships, they gave you tie pins.
Dude, it's been
any of those?
Man, it's been
tie pins, bro.
It's been like 2.5 whole years since my team's won a Super Bowl. I forget.
I know, right? You're a fucking drought. That's why I always hated when and I like the Red Sox. I grew up a Red Sox fan, but when the Sox would talk about 1890 or was it 1892? 1912, whatever it was, fucking forever ago, and they would fucking bitch about that, and they were like, "But you got the fucking Patriots, you got
Celtics all those years.
The Celtics. I mean,
the Bruins are good too.
Yeah, they were winning championships all over the place. And hell, now they've won three World Series, right?
4.
Is it 4?
4.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 with Tito and 2 without?
Yeah.
Right on.
Oh, speaking of him, he's done.
What's that?
He's done.
Yeah, he's done for he's and he should be. I mean, dude's been around for a long time.
I said this when
he did us a solid just by coming here. Come on.
I said this when Cleveland hired him. I thought he was an overrated manager because, man, those Boston teams he managed were fucking stacked.
They were.
Yeah, those
still got Cleveland in the playoffs every year, just about, and they went to a World Series. And
those Theo Epstein stacked teams.
Yeah.
Man. Oof.
Yeah,
and talk about a guy who's absolutely going to be in the Hall of Fame. Because he was the GM of the Red Sox when they broke their curse, and the Cubs when they broke theirs.
Right,
same guy.
Well, Tito almost had the 2 curses broken, but no, he went up against them.
Yeah. Either way, that World Series, I was going to be happy with whoever won because either my hometown team, wins, or the Cubs, which is my dad's favorite team. So I grew up watching a lot of Cubs games.
Yeah.
So I was happy with the outcome.
For my money, it was the greatest World Series I've ever seen.
It's way up there.
Yeah, it was a good thing. I mean, we didn't win, but
I think the 75 series and also the 85 series might be better, but it's up there.
Right on. Well, I didn't watch either one of those. So,
moving on from that.
The reason we're here, I guess, we're gonna.
Anything else?
Anything else? Is there anything else?
There's football that's going to happen. Oh, Super Bowl predictions.
Super Bowl predictions?
Let's do that.
Oh, I don't know. I guess we could do that.
Yeah.
I think whoever makes it in the AFC is going to win.
Yeah, I mean, AFC's tough.
If I rank the top 12 teams in football, 10 of them are going to be AFC teams.
I don't know if it's 10, but probably 8 or 9.
It's up there, man. I mean, in the NFC, I think you got the Eagles and you got the Niners. That's it.
I don't trust the Niners because of the QB situation.
They've been doing it with whoever forever.
Look what happened, though, when they got to the playoffs last year with no QB.
Oh, well, come on. They were on quarterback number 6 or some shit.
Yeah, cream.
Come on,
Yeah.
But they were winning with Trey Lance. They were winning with
Trey Lance played like one game and got hurt.
They won that game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jared says Philly versus the Chiefs a repeat, and I could see that happening for sure. And NFC, I'm going with Philly with the caveat that if Mr. Irrelevant is what he looked like he was, and I got to see it more than once to know it. Like Ric Flair used to say, you did it once, but can you do it twice?
Yeah.
I got to see it twice. If I could see it twice, then I might be believing it, and then I'll go with the Niners. But that's really hard to believe that the last pick in the draft is going to go anywhere. Don't be on quarterback 6. It's that easy. No doubt, right? So I'm going to go with Philly in the NFC for sure. AFC, it's just – it could go so many different ways, man.
I think this is the year, and they've been so close, but I think this is the year Josh Allen gets over the hump. I like the Bills to win it all.
I could see that. I could see them. I don't think the Bengals are going to do anything.
I don't trust their defense.
No.
They can score points, and I think Burrow is not as hurt as people thought he was. I think
he's wanted to take the preseason off.
Yeah, of course.
He did it he's done it every year. He's never. I don't think he's ever played in the preseason.
Yeah.
Besides like a game or two, a couple, snaps here and there, but
yeah, that's right.
The appendicitis, he had some other bullshit. He had the
and then the second year he was coming off the ACL.
So they didn't play him.
So they took it easy on him. Yeah. I mean, and they paid him, right? Didn't he get paid?
Burrow?
Yeah.
No.
No, not
No,
yet.
a rumor has it Mahomes is going to get a new contract.
Mahomes just got a contract.
Right. So everybody on the radio on the national channel was saying that he's waiting for Mahomes to get done so he could be even higher than him. But I'm like, Mahomes got a 10-year deal.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, for like $500 million.
It's Josh Allen that got paid, not Joe Burrow.
Yeah, Josh Allen got paid. The Eagles guy got paid. Lamar got paid. Everybody got San Diego.
That whole Justin Herbert.
Yeah. Yeah, right now our guys, everybody's talking about his contract. He's like number 9 now.
I know, and he was like number 1 or 2.
He
Never was ahead of Mahomes, but he was like 2.
No, I think per year he was. Per year he's higher than Mahomes.
Well, the fully guaranteed because they gave him a fully guaranteed deal.
And per year he was higher than Mahomes. Mahomes, if he's 9, Mahomes is 10.
Mahomes is going to get every dollar of that though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Some of these other guys aren't, even with guaranteed money. So, and you know who I like?
He's saying Mahomes is going to get a new deal due to what's going on with Philly and their guy, Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I got a dark horse too.
Who's that?
I got a dark horse, man, and a lot of people are sleeping on him. And I think maybe not the first year they'll go all the way or anything like that, but they're going to be much improved are the Denver Broncos, man. With Sean Payton there,
I think their quarterback sucks.
I don't.
I do.
I think
he's overrated. He's been overrated his whole career. He had one of the greatest defenses of all time. Yes. No. Yes. I mean, they put everything around him, so of course he looked good. He had everything. No.
He's still got a lot. He got the best coach he's ever had, and I hate the Saints, and I hate Sean Payton.
That's true.
He's a better coach than Pete Carroll was.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
So maybe not in college, but in the NFL.
Mm-hmm. Well, Pete Carroll's pro record's not bad, man.
No, it's not. But
he's got as many Super Bowls as your guy.
You got to think the defense that they had too those years also was helping them big time.
That defense is an all-timer.
Denver's defense is pretty fucking good too.
That is true.
So, especially against the run. But here or there, we could talk about football for 10 hours, but that's not why we're here.
I don't think anybody that's going to watch this gives a fuck as much. So anyway, we decided to go watch John Carpenter's They Live in the theater, and we are going to watch Christine in a week. Couple days, right, on Sunday.
3 days, yeah.
So if any of you that's playing on nationwide, by the way. So if anybody's interested, Christine is playing in is it Regal Theaters? How many damn theaters are there? Just go on your Fandango app. Christine 40th anniversary.
I'll tell you where it's playing. The movie theater with the bad snack bar.
Yeah, that's where we're gonna go see it.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah,
with the unfinishable Pepsi that they gave. It's like this Pepsi was $500, but it was like 500 gallons.
Yeah. Neither one of us came close to finishing it.
No, and we're not skinny.
It's Jared's busy season. He's going to be flying all over the country, going to different haunted houses, which I'm going to be starting to do in a week or two. We're going to go see Stitch's Haunted House, and the 16th. I think he opens on the 16th. We're going to go the week after that.
Yeah, I'm not even much of a haunted house guy, but listening to that hype me up, man. I can't wait to go.
Yeah, I mean, I know his mentality, because if you look at the sets from Mushroom Head, he's just a straight up artist, and he was trying to that's not all. And I know it's not all him, but it's a lot him.
Yeah, we got to get Jared out here to go to that fucking thing, man.
Oh yeah, get Jared out here for something.
Yeah.
All kinds of. Well, his job flies him all over the country, so maybe one day it'll take him near here, because he's been near here before.
He's got to see this thing.
Yeah. Well, we'll report back to him and tell him if it's worth traveling across the country. I'm pretty sure it is, though.
Oh yeah, it sounds like there's no way that this isn't going to be awesome. So.
Right on.
So yeah, the cream of the matter. We started talking about this months ago, and we're finally getting around to it.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to be doing a series, and we're still not. He's in South Carolina right now. So we're still not 100% sure how we're doing this, but we're going to review some Wes Craven movies. We're going to review some John Carpenter movies, and we're going to do a little debate in the middle and what's better, what's worse. You guys chime in on the comments. Comment your comment in the comments, and let us know what you think about those. And And today, though, we decided that no time like the present to start this, since these movies are actually in the theater and we're getting the opportunity to watch them on the big screen, and which we did on Sunday for They Live. And so that'll be the first one because it's fresh in our mind. We're going to go back to our review style a little bit rather than the way we've been doing things, different things coming up. And I don't know if we'll do these consecutive or spread them out over time, or I don't know. I don't have 100% of this laid out yet.
I think it's going to be spread out, but not too far spread
Not
out.
too far spread out, so we don't want to totally forget about it either.
Since, you know, and since I get the honors and I got to go first,
Yeah.
I'd like one of mine to go last too.
Yeah, we could do that.
And I think the last week of October would be the perfect time to do my third one, and you know which one that would be
Right
last.
on. Yes.
So
there you go.
And we'll spread my middle one in the middle somewhere, and we'll work yours around too. But we're each going to do 3, and we did already decide which ones. We already mentioned that.
Yeah. Well, we didn't talk about it on here. We talked about it off the air.
Oh, yeah.
We were gonna talk about it on here, but then we started rambling on about other shit, and it never came up. And
well, we can put that on.
I don't even really remember what they were.
We can put the I remember.
Do you? Okay, yeah, because you got that memory thing going.
Yeah, That's it.
Ironically, you smoked way more weed in your life than I have.
Not in a long
time. Memory. What's that?
Not in a long time though.
Well, me even longer.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, and I know how old your kids are too.
Yeah, see? Look at that.
At least I think.
Back in the day, man, I used to have this rock solid memory where I could tell you, like you can with baseball, like what a guy's batting average was, and this, that, and the other thing. Like I could tell, like the whole starting lineups of teams, and not so much anymore.
Well, anyway, my 3 John Carpenter films that I chose for this, and this will be the order I'm doing mine in because They Live is first. That's tonight. I'm also going to do The Thing.
Oh, yeah, got to do The Thing.
And we're going to cap it off with Halloween.
Right on.
Rick's movies that he chose, we don't have an order yet for his. That's the only thing we don't.
Okay. Refresh my memory.
Okay.
I know I picked one of the real old ones. I know I picked People Under the Stairs.
You went People Under the Stairs.
Right
you went Last House on the Left. And you went Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Okay. Right on. I was like, I know I had to have a nightmare film in there somewhere. Yes. All right. Yeah. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to do those 6 movies, and we'll figure out a way to debate them later after we review them. I think the way we'll do it.
And I just noticed mine are backwards in like
continuity.
Yeah.
Chronologically.
Yeah, we're going backwards.
Chronologically.
Yeah, because we're going like 88, and then to like Thing was what 82.
Yeah, then 78.
78, of course. Yeah. So I'm going backwards. So maybe we'll do that for yours too. I don't know. Or we could
who knows how it'll come up.
We could randomly do it. It doesn't matter.
It all depends on, what's going on for next week's show.
Yeah.
And if we got things, we got to skip a week or whatever. But
and again,
obviously we'll do Halloween on Halloween, though. That makes the most sense.
And again, I'll reiterate too, because we spoke about this. We both are fans of both of these directors.
Both directors, yeah,
for sure. I just think one is slightly better than the other, and he thinks the other way.
Right.
So, but we're big fans of these guys. Period. So,
the Mount Rushmore of horror directors, they're 2 spots, if you ask me.
Yeah,
I don't think that's debatable.
I can't really argue with that.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go.
Well, let's get into this.
So They Live is a 1988 film directed by John Carpenter. And I'm going to run through the cast because it's so small.
Yeah.
First, and then we'll go through the synopsis.
Okay.
And the first person we have, obviously, is Roddy Piper. And now he's credited in the film as Nada, but his name is never mentioned in the film.
Never mentioned in the movie. It's John Nada, as a matter of fact.
That's a fact.
And he's named after somebody, but it escapes me who. Do you know who?
Well, I know in the short story called 8 o'clock in the morning.
Was there a character with that name in there?
His name was George Nada.
Okay.
Is the main protagonist in the original source
I could have swore that he was named after somebody that was like behind the scenes somewhere with the movie.
Could be John Carpenter.
Who knows?
It's John,
Yeah.
But it's neither here nor there since
they
even say his name in the movie.
Yeah, they don't say it at all. They don't say Nada or John.
Now,
I always thought his name was Nada because he didn't have a name. It was Nada.
Yeah, it's probably where that comes from. But I want to say right out, I think that was a very, very good decision because you make him literally like an everyman. He has no identity, but for what goes on in this film and what he uncovers and what he tries to, take down, his identity isn't important. It's bigger than him.
Yeah, for sure.
So I thought that was a very good decision. And we're already going off into like review territory, one character into this thing. But yeah, Roddy Piper, and we'll talk a lot more about him as this goes on.
Absolutely.
Then we have Keith David as Frank Armitage, although in the movie doesn't have a last name. He's just Frank.
Right.
Now the Armitage, I know where that comes from because that's the pseudonym that John Carpenter used for writing the film.
Okay.
Armitage, and then they just attach it to Frank later on.
And another fact about last names in this movie, probably getting ahead of myself, only one character had a last name.
They do, and it's the next person I'm going to mention.
There you go. Here we go. We're on the same page.
Meg Foster is Holly Thompson.
Yeah, only person in the movie that had a last name mentioned.
And I like this decision, too, because that humanizes her more. And later on, with what happens later with her character, it's a bigger impact because she's the most humanized person because she does have a full name. We actually see her apartment. Mm-hmm. She had everyday life. Her neighbors know her. She has a job.
Yeah.
So it makes it a little bit more impactful what happens later.
The little details.
Yes. Carpenter's known for that.
Oh, yeah.
Then we have Raymond St. Jacques as the street preacher, who I thought was fantastic. The blind preacher.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. The little bit right in the beginning, which we'll talk about in a moment. Yeah, that's cool. We have George Buck Flower as the drifter, the head drifter, and turned out to be later a collaborator.
Yes.
Which was very cool.
Mm-hmm.
I liked him too.
I liked him too. I liked him in both parts.
Peter Jason played Gilbert, who I don't even remember offhand that character. Actually, no, I do now.
Who was he?
Cy Richardson as Black Revolutionary.
Oh, well, I think he was nominated for a Golden Globe that year. The Black Revolutionary.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus Christ.
He's
cosplayed at conventions every year. All over.
You know what? None of these other characters really matter.
Right. Maybe they'll come up, maybe they won't. But yeah, those are the ones that matter.
So like the idea came from 8 o'clock in the morning. Because
have you seen that?
I have not, and it's actually it's nothing to see. It's a short story.
I thought it was a short film.
No.
Okay. Right.
No, it was.
Well, since I don't read, I guess I'll never see this.
It originally appeared in the magazine of fantasy and science fiction in November of 1963.
Okay, well, that's something I could probably look up on my phone then. Maybe.
This was a more straightforward Invasion of the Body Snatchers type thing.
Right.
Whereas they put more twist on it later for the film. It wasn't as symbolic on the written page as it turned out to be on screen later, 25 years, actually literally 25 years later, 88. And the guy has until 8 o'clock in the morning to
fix everything.
Yeah, that's where the title comes from. And I'm glad they didn't go with that. I think They Live is much better.
Yeah.
They live, we sleep, that whole dynamic. That's
absolutely.
Very cool. And let's get into the music too.
I was going to bring that up next.
Yeah.
Now,
John Carpenter.
Crazy, or did that play through literally the whole movie? Did it ever stop?
What?
The music. The regular song that was through most of the movie.
Oh, there's a lot of different cues, but there is like the main cue
that literally doesn't stop though. I mean, unless something else some other music's happening, but there's like this one that like seemed to go through the whole movie.
There is a cue that is played way more often than the others, but there are definitely numerous cues. But yeah, Carpenter did this one with his very frequent collaborator, Alan Howarth.
Right.
Who's done the music himself for all the Halloween sequels. Not all of them, but I think 2, 3, 4, 5. He did
Right
the
on.
music without Carpenter. Or actually, no, Carpenter, I think, had something to do with Halloween 2's music.
I think he did too. I think he did.
Yeah.
He definitely did one, obviously.
Oh, boy. He did one.
I think that's the only thing he did in 2, and he was was like a producer or something.
Carpenter did the music in the original one all by himself.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Howarth didn't come in until later, but he frequently collaborated with Carpenter for years and years and years.
Mm-hmm.
Even did sound engineering in some of his stuff. So,
right on.
he's done other horror stuff too, unrelated to Carpenter, but that's neither here nor there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and just using Roddy Piper as a lead role was a very bold move.
Bold move. Oh my God. It was supposed to be it was supposed to be frequent John Carpenter guy, Kurt Russell. Yeah, it was supposed to be Kurt Russell. And I think it's better for it that they went with Piper because he was just he fucking nailed it, man. Best actor ever, best wrestler ever in a movie, if you ask me.
This particular role possibly could be, because that's the thing. He's playing a no-name person. You don't want a big star. No doubt. It would have took away from it. No.
They have a similar look though at that time.
They did.
Similar hair and everything.
Yeah. And I thought his chemistry with Keith David was fucking fantastic too.
Right. And Keith David's great.
Yeah, we'll talk more about him too. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was just, after WrestleMania 3 is when Carpenter snagged him up, and it actually this whole thing when Piper doing this movie is what caused him to leave WWF.
He got fired for it.
Yeah.
Because just like Vince's dad before him, when Hogan was going to do Rocky, and he said, "You're not doing this movie. You're booked in Boston or wherever it was." And he goes, "No, I'm going to do this movie." And they went back and forth. He fired him, and then he went and made Vern Gagne a whole bunch of money, and then eventually came back. Same with Roddy Piper. He had to go
be Thunder Lips, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Vince didn't like not being able to control what was going on with Vince Jr., that is.
Oh, yeah.
Because he told him, he's like, if you don't take this movie, I'll get you a better movie later. And which he wouldn't have.
No.
It's like, what would he have got him? Come on.
He wasn't going to get John Carpenter to direct a WWF movie.
No doubt.
So, yeah. And speaking of which, too, this movie opened at #1 at the box office.
Oh, did it? So it made money right from the beginning.
#1. Yeah.
All right.
Even John Carpenter was astonished at that. Like, huh? So yeah, he still to this day is just like doesn't even know how that happened. Because again, you have this film and it wasn't marketed too much. They don't have like a Star Wars like marketing budget. And
no doubt.
And you don't have an A-list star.
No. No, not anywhere in the movie.
Yeah, and then this is just a #1 movie. It's fucking crazy, man.
I mean, and Piper coming off WrestleMania 3, though. I mean, that wasn't his peak in wrestling.
No,
but that was one of the peaks for wrestling in general. Because WrestleMania 3, 93,175 alleged people.
Alleged.
In the Silver Dome. So
in the Pontiac, Michigan, Bubba.
Yep. So, obviously, it was, a big get, but then getting fired from WWE during the process of the movie, they're not fucking promoting it.
No.
So
anyway, right at the opening part, we hear, a nice music cue, but it's not anything iconic like other Carpenter stuff.
Right.
But it fits the tone. It really does. It's very subdued. But we just see this drifter walking across some railroad tracks, man. And I like the photography here. The opening bit, it's not supposed to be anything crazy. It just, this guy's a drifter. We don't really know anything about him. We don't have to know anything about him.
Right.
That's the whole point. Obviously, he said he was from Denver, Colorado. He was out of work, and I never, ever, ever met a man from Denver with such a thick Canadian accent. But that's neither here nor there. So
Colorado's not that far from Denver, or not that far from Denver, no. Yeah.
But anyway, he finally finds a job at a construction site there, and that's where he meets Keith David. Frank. Yeah.
Frank.
And then he invites him to a little shanty town type place where there's a place to sleep and food for everyone, and it just seems like a big family environment. And it just goes to show you too, you don't have to have like money or anything, and you can still be good people. There's a lot of good people in this camp, and people share what they have, and it isn't much.
The poorer you are, usually you're more inclined to be like those people.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we do donations, the poorest stores always raise the most money because they understand a little bit. It's harder to get money from rich people than it is poor people. Now,
Gilbert, who's the leader of the camp, that's who Peter Jason was. Took me a minute to remember his name. So it seems like something's odd about him, and Nada, is very suspicious of him and starts kind of, keeping his eye out, like, what's going on with this guy? He's like, I'm happy to be here. I appreciate the hospitality, but what the fuck are you up to?
Something's up with that guy.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's good or bad, but I know there's something.
So then we have a hacker taking over the TV broadcast, like that guy doing the Max Headroom bit in Chicago in the 80s.
Yeah.
So that's a deep cut. And there's just all kinds of stuff going on. And you see the street preacher, the blind guy, seems like he's in like a trance while this is going on. He's like lip syncing with the guy.
Yeah, that was cool. I liked that.
Yeah. And, obviously not.
I don't think I noticed that, to be honest with you, when I watched the movie before. I think I might have noticed that for the first time when we watched it the other day.
Mm-hmm. So Nada notices it, and seems like he's the only person who notices it. But that's neither here nor there. And he decides he's going to check out this shady-looking church across the way that this guy keeps going back and forth to.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets in there and he discovers that this isn't a real church, man. This is just a shell of a church. They have like speakers playing, people singing gospel and hymns and stuff. And there's guys
hiding something in this motherfucker.
There's like all kinds of weird equipment and cardboard boxes everywhere. And all of a sudden the blind preacher confronts them. And I love this scene right here. And it's just like, obviously we find out how much of a badass this Nada is, but at this moment he just kind of plays it cool.
Yeah.
And like gives this guy respect, Well,
because I don't think he wants to blow up his spot at that point.
That's true
he
too.
Want to like I don't really know 100%. I know something's going on here, but I don't know what it is, and I want to want to figure it out. And I don't want them to know that I know that they know, and all that bullshit.
Right. And then the next thing you know, if you think things are dying down, and then all of a sudden, just this whole camp gets raided.
Yeah.
Just out of nowhere, man, like total destruction. Like people are just getting beaten in their homes, whatever little things they have. Now they don't have them.
They're just beaten by the police, and this is definitely showing you like something here with the police and the way they're treating everybody. Is
super corruption for sure. Going on. It's like Elliot Ness sending the goon squad to the shanty towns in Kingsbury Run in the 1930s. Burning all the bums out, man.
Yeah, that bad stuff.
Yeah. And for those that don't know, Elliot Ness was a fucking prick. But that's another story. Anybody from Chicago or Cleveland knows what an asshole Elliot Ness was. Piece of garbage. But anyway, he's been dead a long time. So, this place is getting raided, and, Nada's trying to help people. He helps this young kid, get out of there, but he's just like, I need to save myself too, He sees a couple of the guys, the preacher and the dude getting beat, and he just feels bad, but he knows he can't do nothing,
Yeah.
It's just like, and you can actually see the dismay on his face, like, oh my God, I want to help these guys, but what can I do?
Yeah, I'll just be right with them.
Yeah.
At that point,
and it's, again, got to pick your own battles.
Yes.
That wasn't it.
Nope.
And the following day, once everything dies down, he decides to go back to that church and investigate a little bit more. And he's looking around, and he finds in these boxes some sunglasses. And like, what? I thought he was going to find something cool, maybe some money or something in there. Or
drugs.
Like
a drug fund or something.
Some kind of big secret. What the fuck are these sunglasses, So, he takes the box of sunglasses and stashes them in the garbage, but he decides to keep a pair for himself.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, so he
stylish,
puts them on,
good 80s style looking sunglasses.
So and I was actually looking at work for a black pair, but I could only find ladies' pairs, so I'll have to, improvise. So he does this, and all of a sudden the whole world goes like monochrome, like black and white.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought this was a good thing too. And I read that Carpenter says the truth is in black and white. not in color. And that's why
Mhm.
when you have these glasses on, you see the truth. It's in black and right there in black and white, like the old expression says.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, he sees all these subliminal messages on billboards, obey, marry and reproduce, things of that nature. And, all of a sudden he starts walking amongst people, and all of a sudden some people aren't really people, are they?
No.
They are aliens. So,
Mhm.
and it's apparent that's what they're going for. And the one that gets me out of all these subliminal messages we see is when he's at the newsstand and the guy says buzz off, and he looks down, and the guy running the newsstand is actually a human, but he's holding the money that the alien guy handed him, and he looks down, and on the place where the dollar bill should be, it says, "This is your God."
Yes.
That's my favorite one.
Yep.
That's so impactful, man.
Oh yeah, there's so
Really
much hidden meaning in this movie.
Yeah.
Really.
I mean, and for a movie with a fucking pro wrestler as the lead, this is deep.
Right? I mean,
Yeah, this is deep, man. So he goes into the supermarket, and I love this line when he's like, the old lady is just like, "Oh, you're okay. This one, real fucking ugly." I like that line better than the classic one, personally.
Yeah.
I prefer that one. And then all of a sudden she realized, I have one that can see.
Yeah.
And talks into her little watch deal. And all of a sudden, all the guys with formaldehyde faces, as he puts it, they're all listening in on their little watches. Like they're all connected somehow. And he's like, oh, fuck, he needs to get out of there. So he dips out. And then all of a sudden, some cops confront him, but they're obviously alien cops. Wastes him, man. It's all he can do at that point.
Right.
And yeah.
Well, for some reason, it seemed like they wanted to keep him alive.
They did.
They could have killed him.
They could have.
They weren't, they had guns on him, but it seemed like they wanted to keep him alive, kind of like maybe they were wondering, how the fuck did this guy fucking figure this out?
Yeah, they wanted to
get him in there so we could figure that out, because there might be more of him. There might be a bigger threat. And I think that explains why they didn't just kill him right away.
Absolutely. They wanted to interrogate him for more information. Little
Which then gave him his opening to get their gun. And
yeah. And
little
does he even know that he stumbled upon.
Yeah.
He doesn't even know, really.
He just knows something is up, and this is just crazy.
So then he's on the run after shooting them, and then it winds up in a bank of all places with a gun. And then, of course, we get the classic line.
Yeah.
It still is great, but I like the other one better.
Which Carpenter and him decided to use that. That was in one of his promo books.
Yeah.
For something he planned to use in a match or something later.
That's true. He's all out of bubble gum. And so many people have used variations of that. Like in Dazed and Confused, that greaser guy's like, I came here to kick some ass and drink some beer, and I'm just about out of beer.
Yep.
I wonder where you got that from.
Right. Borrowed for sure.
For sure. But I mean, you have that line's been spoofed or even just copied word for word so many times. It's a pop culture reference at this point, Right. It has been for a long time.
Yeah, they even made a soda out of it that you can get it like Rocket Fizz.
I've never had it.
It's bubblegum soda. It's actually not bad.
No.
Donald bought it for me. I got a bottle of it. An empty bottle. I don't know where it is. It's somewhere though.
Mm-hmm. Well, he eventually gets his way out of that bank, and he kills several aliens along the way. And he hides out in a garage, and all of a sudden he takes a woman hostage. He figures it's his way out.
Yeah.
And it turns out to be Holly Thompson.
Yep.
So he gets in the car, holds her at gunpoint, and has her drive him to her place. And they go there for a while, and he's got the headache from wearing these glasses too. After you wear them for a while, you get the headache, just like that TV signal was giving him headaches.
Right.
They had
glasses that are named after. Did they mention the name of the glasses in the movie, or did I just read it? Okay, they have a name, but I guess they didn't say it in the movie. But they're named after the guy that invented LSD, but I can't remember his name.
Timothy Leary?
No, he's not the guy that invented LSD. There's way before him. It was a German scientist. I want to say German or not German, Swiss. I think it's Swiss. and he invented it because he was trying to make a truth serum and accidentally ingested some of it. And on his bike ride home, well, you know what happened.
Oh, I've read that story before. Yeah. Timothy Leary's just the one
I
that.
want to say his name is Armistad.
Yeah, Timothy Leary didn't invent it. He's just one that made it famous. Like,
he
introduced it to like musicians and
and did a lot of things in San Francisco with
during the whole hippie days and all.
That guy that invented acid, though, he lived to be 105, I think.
Hey, man.
And did a lot of acid. He loved it.
So once they're at her place, he tries to convince her, actually, to try the glasses on.
Yeah, but at this point, she just thinks he's a nut. Right. I don't want to trust him with anything. He's rape and kill me. Who knows?
Yeah. First opportunity she has, though, boom, man. She does that old John Jones back elbow on him.
Yeah.
And there he goes right out the fucking balcony, man, and rolls down the hill. Right there. She thought he got right away.
Mm-hmm.
So
she places a call.
Yeah.
To what we assume was the police.
We assume it is, but later we find out that's probably not the case.
I don't think it was, but we'll get to that.
So, he finds a place to hunker down and sleep it off and try to heal up, and he does. And then the next day, he's like, oh, man, I need, a pair of those glasses again. So he goes back to retrieve them, the ones in the alley that he left behind.
Mm-hmm.
But a garbage truck is like recently emptied those bins, and he sees them. He's like, oh, no. And we get a little scene with him going into the garbage truck to get these glasses. Mm-hmm. So he's able to retrieve some of them, gets the box out. And just then, Frank shows up.
Yeah. He goes and seeks Frank out at the construction site. And Frank's like, what the fuck are you doing here? You're wanted for murder, dude.
Yeah, you're a wanted man. I got a family. I don't want nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
So, Frank, being the true homie that he is, brings him a week worth of money for a paycheck, tosses it to him. Yep. Got it into the box on the first take. And he kept that in the movie. I always liked that. He tosses it into the box. It wasn't even supposed to really land in there. Just throw it at him, and it landed in the box, and they kept it in.
Right. That's cool. Hell yeah.
So, he meets up with him. He throws him the money, and Nada tries to get him to try the glasses on. Well, Frank ain't having it, and what we have here is a piece of cinematic history.
Rosa just chimed in. What's up, Rosa? We're talking about John Carpenter's They Live. We're in the middle of the review, doing things a little bit different this week. So again, right at this point of the movie is the greatest fight. Well, you said when we watched this is the second greatest fight scene in the history of movies. Second, and you said you didn't want to tell me then. You didn't want to spoil it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all good. She says, sorry, I'm late. No, it's all good. You can rewatch it on YouTube if you want later. It'll be on YouTube and on the Facebook page. But like I said, so this is the second greatest fight scene. So what is the first greatest fight scene?
I prefer the hallway scene in the movie Old Boy over this.
Oh, this is something I've never seen. All right. Now, Old Boy was made, it was twice. It was like in English and not in English, right?
Don't watch the remake ever, 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 ever.
But which one is the one subtitle one? Is the one I need to watch?
The original, yes. Don't ever watch the fucking remake.
Don't ever do it. Okay. No. Is it like the Fog remake?
Don't worse.
Did you ever see that?
No, but I never will. But this can't.
I
can't
will
be any
only
better
because
or
the
worse.
Death Crew Society guys, and especially Zigzag, every chance he gets says it's the worst fucking thing in history, and I think I got to torture myself just to see how bad it is. But I can't even find it to do that. So maybe the gods are smiling on me and not letting me find that thing.
So anyway,
I digress.
We proceed to have a 5 minute and 20-second epic fight scene.
Epic fight scene.
And it's
which in this fight scene, these guys they decided amongst themselves that they're going to really hit each other to make it look good, except for the face and the balls. Those were off limits, but everything else was full on contact.
Yeah, working stiff.
Working stiff, Japanese strong style, baby.
Oh, yeah.
So they had worked this out in Carpenter's backyard for, I want to say, weeks or a month, maybe even
3 weeks.
3 weeks. There you go, halfway in between my two numbers. But no, it was great, and everything was on point. And of course, because they were two things here. One, they were actually hitting each other, and Piper, being who he is, knows how to make a fake fight
look good.
look really good
while being safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, it was beautiful. And every time you thought it was over, it wasn't.
Yeah.
You know, when he goes to give his hand to pick him up, it's like, ah!
Because, I mean, he gave him two choices. Either put on the glasses or start eating that trash can.
Yep.
You know?
That's it.
I'm putting on the glasses. So, yeah, you don't need to go blow by blow. It's so great. Everyone.
We don't need to do that.
And at the end of it, he finally, weakens him enough to get the glasses on, and he sees a flying fucking saucer in the air straight out of, like,
What
1950s, like, sci-fi films, and it's just like, oh, shit, this motherfucker, maybe he's not crazy after all.
Right.
So it's time for them to dip out. And then they reacquaint themselves with their old buddy Gilbert, and now they learn Gilbert isn't shady at all. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's La Resistance.
Right, one of the leaders, man,
Yes.
trying to bring light to everyone, man. And all of a sudden, they tell them they can ditch the glasses. They upgraded to the contact lenses, which is nice, and they don't give people headaches anymore either.
Yes.
That's cool. And they learn that aliens are using global warming.
Right, yeah. Climate change was talked about in this movie.
And in 1988, that wasn't even a hot topic debate.
No, but it was actually starting to happen.
But not like now, man.
It's not talked about like now, no.
Just so much in this film. And I'm getting ahead of myself because there's a little bit more to talk about. But I think
prophetic.
I think this film is more relevant now than when it came out.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Politically, economically, socially.
Right.
And
with the police and
environment, and environmental stuff too.
Yeah.
I mean, it just God, man, it's so ahead of its fucking time. So and they're depleting the resources of the earth before and then they'll suck it dry and then go on to the next one. Just on to the next one. And they've been bribing other humans to become collaborators and promoting them to positions of power and things like that. And all of a sudden we see Holly there and, oh man, maybe she's one of the resistance people too. Wow.
Yeah, like they make it look like she's seen the light too and wants to help.
But then all of a sudden, not too long after she shows up, this fucking thing gets raided too.
Right.
Coincidence.
It kind of made you start to wonder a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. So the place gets raided and Frank and Nada are cornered in that alley, and they figure out,
the teleportation.
That little disappearing trick with that watch. And sure enough, they're like down in almost like a clean version of sewers, like under the city.
Right.
And
this is where when they show the what were they, soldiers, whatever, of the other resistance, or not the resistance, opposite of resistance.
Yeah.
And they had the PKE meter from Ghostbusters.
Mm-hmm.
It was the same exact thing.
Nice little Easter egg there.
Yeah, I popped big time when that came on.
So they're down in the spaceport and they discover that aliens and humans are like working together, like against like the greater good and humanity, and
right,
and then all of a sudden, the one drifter from their camp shows up in a fucking tux, all clean cut.
Yeah,
just like, let me show you boys around.
You guys sold out too.
Yeah, you did. And that's just the thing too. That line, like, people sell out every day. That whole thing, and it's so true.
It
really is. And this guy, he gets away though. I'm kind of glad he does, actually, because I liked his character, even though he was such a sleazeball. Like, I thought he was really funny. But he gets away, and then they realize the signal. He does leak the information with his big fucking mouth. Yeah. Where the signal is, and they know they need to get.
Wonder though, like, this guy couldn't have been with them for more than a few days. Why'd they tell him all this shit?
He already knows.
Maybe just for the sake of moving the movie along,
See, and that goes to my other thing, but we'll get to that.
Okay.
Like, that's like one of the things I dislike, and I don't have 5 things in that thing. I have like 2.
Okay.
So, but that's one of them. I already gave it away. So, but they're like, oh, we need to find Holly. She knows her way around this building. That's where she works. Yeah. Naturally.
Plus, Nada is more concerned with just finding her alive because he's smitten with her.
Right. He definitely is. Those Meg Foster eyes, man.
No doubt about it.
Dude, those eyes, man, on a big screen, too. Just, oh, my goodness.
If those are her natural eye color, that's just fucking amazing. And I kind of think they are.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing her on the screen with eyes like that other than this movie. So
Okay, so maybe they're not real.
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to do some research.
So yeah, but they do find Holly very
Mhm.
quickly, and
Where does she find them?
same thing. They run into each other
Yeah,
as they're fighting through the hall.
yeah.
Trying to kill these guys to stop them. They know they're so close to their goal, and then all of a sudden we realize she's a fucking turncoat.
Because she blasts Keith David.
She goes up to him, does a Pearl Harbor job on his ass. To use a wrestling term.
The 80s wrestling reference. I
The
love
old Gorilla Monsoon is
it. Yeah.
hits him with the old Pearl Harbor job.
Mm-hmm.
But now they
And
get
that's
to
right.
the roof.
And then at this point, you start to realize how she was at the party, the rally, and then all of a sudden, you start to put two and two together. Was she with them from the beginning?
Probably.
And I think so too. That's why I brought up the police thing. I don't think she was calling the police. I think she was calling her higher ups. Yeah,
definitely. And that's part of the thing. She works at that building, and that's where their signal's coming from. She's enabling it.
Yeah. I didn't even think about the fact that she worked at the stupid news.
Yeah, she's probably one of the higher up humans in this whole conspiracy, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
And she's the perfect thing for it too. Single person living alone, last person you'd expect, keeps to themselves.
Right.
And all of a sudden is this big traitor. So but yeah, he is confronted by her. He has a helicopter on him. She's on him, and he knows, oh, fuck, you are a traitor, bitch, and fuck you. So he does her in.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows it's only a matter of time. He says, fuck it.
Yeah.
He blasts that satellite to hell. He knows he's dying anyway. And it worked. Because as soon as he blasts that thing, he gets killed. And then all of a sudden, everybody's eyes are open. No glasses, no contacts needed.
Right. And at that point, when the helicopter comes up and they have the guns on him, you kind of think for a second, well, why don't they just take him out? But if they take him out, that thing behind him that he ends up destroying, they'll destroy that too. So
that's true.
That's why they didn't, in case anybody's wondering why they didn't just take him out.
Right.
That's why.
They didn't want to risk.
They didn't kill him in the alley.
They didn't want to risk hitting the antenna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, then everybody, all of a sudden, everybody's out, and you can just see everybody.
Yep, you can, and it's like the coolest, most abrupt ending too. Like all these guys are exposed, and all of a sudden, you just see a woman riding a dude, and he's like, "What's wrong, baby?" Credits,
because he doesn't realize it.
Credits, yeah. And I actually like the closing credit theme better than the opening one. This is one of the rare ones. I love how that music just hits like a mic drop.
Mm-hmm.
Like this whole invasion is conspiracy is over just like that.
Right on.
And that's the end of the movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie. It's like some people debate whether or not it's a horror movie or if it's a sci-fi movie, but sci-fi is in the vein of horror anyway, and just the thought of something like this being possible is scary. And even more scary is the reality that this is kind of going on without aliens.
This is going on now.
Right. So, the fact that, these kind of things that we are asleep, for the most part, they live, we sleep. That's going on even without the alien situation. So the fact that the scariest movies to me are the ones that could be real.
Yeah, this could be too.
This could be real. I mean, barring maybe the fucking aliens living among us part of it. But, there are, things like that. And
but it harkens back to a line in this at the beginning when talking about your owners and our owners and our owners.
Mm-hmm.
You remember the great George Carlin had a bit about all these high up billionaires. There are fucking
before
owners.
This movie.
No, it was after this movie. That particular stand-up was after this.
I watch a lot of George Carlin. Sometimes from the 70s, sometimes from the 80s, sometimes from the 90s. I get stuff.
This one was early 2000s. This is one of the last ones he did.
Okay.
Yeah, before he passed, unfortunately, at the age of 69. Yeah, he would have got a kick out of that. Love Carlin though, man.
Oh yeah, dude.
But yeah, just that whole thing. These motherfuckers own us, and they do. They really fucking do, man.
Yeah. And
it's sad, but it's true.
Right on.
But yeah, man. What do you think of this movie?
Oh, I absolutely love it. I had seen it a long time ago, probably when it first came out, just because Piper was in it.
Yeah.
But I'm a kid, 88.
Yeah, we don't get it. Yeah.
Are we 88, right?
88, yeah.
So I'm maybe 9. Am I 9 then? Yeah, I'm 9.
Yeah, I'm 8.
So I'm like not really. I mean, I like it because Roddy Piper, a wrestler's in it. I'm giant into wrestling at that time, so anything with wrestling I would get into. But I obviously I didn't get the movie. It wasn't that great. And then I rewatched it a couple years ago, and that's when I first really, really got into it. And it's fucking amazing. Is it my favorite John Carpenter movie? No.
No.
Well, I mean, all right, I should. Is it my favorite John Carpenter movie besides The Thing? And no, because The Thing is like I keep saying, might be the best movie of all time, not just the best scary movie of all time.
You're putting my guy over big, man.
I know.
You're putting yourself in a fucking corner, man.
Yeah, I know it. Well, we made this agreement before I seen The Thing, to be fair.
That is true.
Because I just watched it for the first time very recently. Kind of when I had this idea. I figured we were going to start doing it then. So I was like, well, let me watch this now, so I'm ready.
Now, I'm not going to even do a full top 5 because everybody knows I like this movie. But the things that really stand out positively for me in this, the fight scene, of course, is just legendary.
Legendary.
Absolutely legendary. And 2 would be just the current relevance of this, man. It's just held up so well, almost too well.
Right.
This has aged like fine wine more than milk, like some other films of this era, specifically the 80s, because everything was abundance in the 80s, but not this, man. It's just the right dose of this, and man, it really did predict the future. And I'll say one real negative thing is, it seems really sped up, that third act. Like you were saying, that conspirator guy, it's like he could only been with them for days, but he already knows everything.
Well, and that's what I was going to say is earlier on too, like when you were talking about how he rested to rest up, and then next thing you know, he goes back to the camp. Like more time had passed between every scene than what we thought. So I mean, that might not have been 3 days. They might have been camping out for longer than that,
I don't know, man.
But I mean, how long could it have been?
Yeah, because how long could he survive? Could have survived once he was wanted,
Right. Well, they did use a 20-year-old picture of him on the wanted poster.
That is true. But yeah, I mentioned it, and that's what I think. I think the third act was a little sped up, and I mentioned this to you walking out of the theater. I never thought about it. I think, and as much as I like this movie, and I like this movie a lot, I'm going to grade it in a minute. I think it would have been better as maybe a mini series for television and drawn.
I was just gonna say that, but I guess that was your idea. I was gonna say, you know what I think? I think that it should have been a mini series.
Yeah,
that's right. That was your idea.
Yeah,
I was about to take credit for your idea.
No, not like a 10 season long movie. No,
totally would have been
like a 1 season mini series. I think this would have even been better. But it was fantastic as it was, man. I don't know, or should I grade it first or you, since it's my thing?
Is that the only thing that you didn't like about it was that guy then? Came in. I
love the guy.
2 or 3 things you didn't like.
I love the guy.
No, you love the guy, but you didn't like the fact that 2 minutes ago you're a bum in the thing. Oh, go on, he'll be back in a second.
I'm right here.
That quick, right on. So, you didn't like how he just immediately jumped into the deal.
Yeah, it just felt sped up, the third act in general.
So. Yeah, okay, but that's the only thing that you didn't like?
That's the thing I disliked the most.
Was there anything else?
Yeah, little bits and pieces here and there, maybe some of that.
Nothing really worth talking about then.
Yeah, nah, nothing really even worth mentioning. It's nothing that would bring a grade down.
Okay, so the grade in the movie, what I would grade, I was just looking, I was trying to see, if you notice my eyes were down at my phone. I was trying to see how many movies Piper had been in before this. And the answer to that is 2.
Yeah.
Well, one was a very small role. Oh, no, he was in a TV series, too. Probably had a little 10-minute part in there. Hell Comes to Frogtown. Was that before or after this?
I don't know.
They're both 88. So
I think it's probably just before.
So point, very limited acting ability. So you do your 3 things you like or 5 things you like. One thing I like is the fact that he went with basically an unknown.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Rosa says Thursdays are bad for her because her son's playing football. He just started playing football. Nah, that's fine.
Yeah, we talked about that with Piper at the beginning. I like that his character had no name. That is actually one of the things I really did like too.
And for a no-name actor that really doesn't have much experience at all, man, he just really did a great job. And that's a testament to Carpenter as well for his direction with a guy with such little experience, and he was able to mold him into what he wanted on the screen. So yeah, that was one thing I really liked about it, if anything. And the fact that just it's how prophetic the movie is. So, but for an overall grade, I will go a solid B.
Okay.
Even B.
Yeah, I'm a little higher. Higher. Not too much.
Yeah.
I was gonna grade this a B plus. I was going to, but after we rewatched it, just today, this is an A minus.
A minus.
Yeah, it is. I wasn't gonna get it into the A territory as much as I do like it, because you know how strict I am.
Yeah.
On grades, but again, the political relevance and the way this is aged, man, I have to give it more credit.
Yeah.
This is one of those movies. Every time I watch it, I like it a little bit more.
Right.
So this is an A minute.
Yeah, this is just a great film. This is bottom line. Bottom line is it's fucking amazing.
Yeah, this is one of those ones too. If you haven't seen this, I give you two choices: you go watch it or you go eat that trash can.
No doubt. Yeah, if anybody in the comments, anybody's still watching, if you haven't seen They Live, check out the movie. Come back next week when we do our show. Tell us what you thought about it. So next week, we're not going to do a full review of Christine, but we'll talk about it a little bit because we're going to go see it. And I'll come up with something for us to go over. Maybe we'll just do like a potpourri kind of just a little bit of everything thing. Who knows? For next week's show. Maybe we can get somebody to come on with us. I don't know. I have no ideas, really.
I got a few, but we'll chat.
We'll discuss those off air, or later on, or something. You can shoot me a text or something.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, so that was John Carpenter's They Live. We're approaching the magic 106 fucking time here.
I don't think we're gonna get there, man, because I want to place some bets on DraftKings before the game starts.
Oh, what time's the game start?
8:20.
Oh, 8:20. I was gonna say if it starts at 8, you're fucked.
No, 8:20.
But yeah. So that was They Live, and it was pretty awesome seeing it in the theater. And
one other thing before whoever's listening, whoever, you're not, never remake this movie or I'll kill you.
No doubt. Yeah, it doesn't. Please don't. Some things you just need to be left alone. But I will accept a Netflix series.
Yeah, a mini series.
Yeah, so you can get into it a little bit more and do your own thing.
Yes.
That's acceptable. To remake the movie, no, we're not going to do it.
No, I'll never watch it if you do it. And I
don't think I will either.
And I will strongly encourage everyone I know to not watch it either.
Yes. Yes, most definitely. So we're going to get out of here. Like, subscribe, share the page, help grow this thing. Again, last week we had our biggest audience yet. We got like 20-something people added to the page, which is awesome. And keep sharing, keep liking. And we're going to get out of here. We'll see you next week on Thursday. Ryan, got anything?
You're okay. This one, real fucking ugly.